Joining us now is the incoming Senate Finance Committee Chair, Mike Crapo of the great state of Idaho. Senator Crapo, as always, sir, welcome. I assume you heard the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. Okay, I'm sure you heard Jason Smith. So what he agrees with you, right? There is a current policy baseline. There is precedent for it. And there's no reason why this stuff has to be priced out all over again.
Well, that's absolutely correct, Larry. I agree with Jason that we must pass this tax bill through reconciliation this year. There is a discussion going on about whether to go to some of President Trump's other priorities, like the border, energy, and defense, strengthening our national defense, and whether to put it into two bills rather than one bill. My issue is whether we do two bills or one bill, the sequencing, that decision will be made by President Trump in consultation with the Senate and House leadership. My focus is to be sure that whenever that vote happens, and that it happens this year, that we do it as soon as possible and that we get a good bill put into place that will strengthen the economy once again, like you mentioned in the previous section, and grow jobs, grow wages, and give people in America an opportunity to see increased wealth, rather than to give them a $2,000 per median family household tax increase.
But, Senator, your point is, there's two issues here. First issue, I want to come back to this. You're saying they don't score spending, the current services spending baseline, as a brand new deficit increasing bill. They just let that go on. But they will score a current services or current policy tax cut baseline all over again as a big deficit raiser. Now, there's something wrong with that. You can either have one or the other, but you can't have both. I mean, it seems to me there's hypocrisy here.
Yeah, that's right, Larry. There's over $2.5 trillion of spending in our budgetary system that has a current policy baseline. It's just assumed that it will grow and grow and grow.
Right.
And yet taxes, no, they say you have to pay for them every year. This common sense. Ask Americans if keeping their tax policy exactly what it is today, instead of telling them that the average medium to low income family has to pay another $2,000 a year, ask them if they think that that's the way that we should try to address our national debt. No, it's current law, and we should not have to pay or raise taxes or do something for $4.5 trillion in the next year.
All right. The other thing, you've said this eloquently. You made a lot of news when you came on our show the first time. We appreciate it very much. Even the New York Times gave you a favorable write-up. Darndest thing I've ever seen. So you have to have some magic, Senator Crapo. Whatever it is in the water of Idaho there, you've got some magic. But I want to say this. The other thing is, on this tax cut, the entire Trump won the election. Economy. Border, yes, 100%. Energy, yes, 100%. I'm all for that stuff. So are you. But he won because of the economy. People want their take-home pay, kitchen table take-home pay to go up. Now, you can't not do something about taxes. And you can't wait, because it's going to take whatever you think is going to happen with reconciliation. I guarantee you, you'll not get it in 30 days. I'm reading about what Senator Thune is saying, that you'll get a reconciliation bill in 30 days. Do you seriously, Senator Mike Crapo, have you ever seen in your lifetime a reconciliation bill that was done in 30 days? And that means the tax cut conversation's not going to happen. And that means that the blue-collar boom is not going to happen. And that means that those voters in Trump's working-class coalition are going to be very unhappy, sir.
Well, I agree with you completely that we cannot tolerate failure to pass the tax reconciliation bill. If the president chooses to say, I want to do it in steps, then that's the decision that he gets to make. But really, that's the decision maker here. The question is, what is the right strategy? I think that the issues that you and Jason raise are very legitimate issues. And
high risk, Senator. It's a high risk. It's a high risk. It's a Las Vegas gamble that you could get two recon bills, including a big tax hike in the second bill.
Well, Larry, I understand your concern. And I hope that we don't face that. But the bottom line is, I'm working to make sure that whenever that vote happens, we have a great bill and that we stop the $4.5 trillion tax increase and actually give people a boosted economy to grow their available income.
Well, I'm for that. I'm for that, and I think your current policy scorecard is right. You've got a lot of support for that. 2 tax writing committees. Anyway, Senator Mike Crapo, the great state of Idaho. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it very much. Folks, coming up next, Senator.